Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus and we're going to be playing some more Factorio. I am still messing about with Restream. Is that in shot? And my camera. And all the other technical things I'm having problems with. That's not in shot at all, in fact. Oh. I'm going to sit up properly. So I think I've set my camera all wrong on that. Oh well, there we go. Another mess up. Yes, so, welcome to Adam Toe, iGerman, Smozg, and the Complex Cat. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're having a good afternoon, and a good Sunday. 1 a.m, crikey. Certainly not that here, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which I don't understand, because I literally just got out of bed, I think. I'm pretty sure there's some strange temporal spatial distortion that happens on Sundays where the time doesn't work right. Cool. The other thing I was going to try and do is kind of do thank yous for. So obviously I didn't stream last weekend because I was away, and quite a few people like followed and subscribed on Twitch where I can actually see them. You can't really tell on YouTube what's going on, but so we've got Hawk Avenged did a follow. And Elboss YouTube, IT, is a Prime subscription. Thank you for that. And Jimachi, you followed 9 days ago. And Holiday Cats, I think that says. And Colonel Will. Isomar, Kiki Moores, Gord's Gaming Live, Cthulhu's Girl. And Jimachi, you actually subscribed. Thank you very much for that. I did not realise that. I'm assuming people will be able to catch up on this because it's... Oh, well, there is that to explain as well. I've set the YouTube VOD private until Wednesday because I realised that episode 9 of this series hadn't gone live yet. So we were going 8 to 10. So basically, after next week, it'll all be sort of caught up and it'll all be working at the same timescales. So Harry Hodder, obviously 2 days ago... and Todder as well. Toe continued the subscription. Thank you very much for that. You're all making me feel guilty that I've not done anything to set up any emotes or any of that sort of stuff. You're all very kind for subscribing. So I think some other people must have renewed subscriptions as well because the stats tell me that some other payments were made, not payments, whatever you call them, subscriptions were made. Then we got, I think, all caught up then. So obviously, Smiles yesterday, Joe Box Overpeak. I missed a lot of these as well because the notifications weren't working. So Subjulate, WPI Kid, crikey, Iron Mine, Thorgius 56, and JBot Hog this morning, I think. It also says sub goal reach, so I don't know where that's come from. So I guess someone else subscribed as well. You're very, very generous. Thank you very much for that. So let's get on with this, shall we? I guess the usual start. Well, yes, I mentioned the YouTube thing where I've set the stream off because the next one will be on Thursday, and then this one I'll then do on Thursday, and we'll all be caught up basically next week. So they'll just stay live once they're done. Jim, thank you much. Don't owe me anything for that. Thanks for the content. That's no worries. I enjoy making it, so it's not an issue. Yes. So for reference, for anyone who is catching up on VODs, and I say it should be less of a thing now because they'll be closer to live, and you will have to shout if the camera goes off again. Do shout. I've set up. I can see all of the chats now. So yeah, but yes, Glieber and Captivity was the most recent one where they revealed the whole biter capturing mechanic as well as the changes that they'd made since the LAN party, introducing stromatolites, which have bacteria in them, which you can process for iron and copper. The capture mechanic's been there a while, which is one of the reasons it looks so good. Although the purpose of it was slightly different, as in what you used it for. But then also, obviously, this biter lab. As I said yesterday, it turned out that this means, when it says work in progress, it means it's not actually in the game. It's not in the beta yet. So I assume this is most a kind of a mock-up, basically, that they kind of botched together just to show it on on this, and they're going to work on it. But yes, at the moment it is using these ones. So functionality-wise, it's all there. But yeah, it uses this one, and to some extent, I wouldn't have a problem if they did just use that, because, as I said yesterday, the animation on that in particular is particularly gross and particularly awesome. So yes, that's the most recent Friday Facts. Do feel free to ask me any questions about it that I think you can answer. I need to load up the game because I haven't even done that. Fair one, farewell. Here we are. What were we doing? We were finishing off purple, weren't we? That's a big... Got to do that as soon as absolutely soon as we possibly can. But that does mean hooking up... Well, I think I was just going to cheat it, wasn't I? And yeah, we will have some copper, iron... Was this going to be plastic? This must be plastic. Drop-offs. And the fact that we can't actually sustain them is something we will just work with, basically. Yeah, so I need to go back to base, don't I? Back to the hub, because we have nothing of anything. I think I did work out, didn't I? How many we needed. So yeah, it was like my normal numbers, my normal orders of stuff. Okay, so any clues where I've left my tank? Have I got a tank? Have I got a tank in this? I'm getting very confused as to which is what. Because I don't see... Did I leave it behind? Did we come down here by train? Ah, no, tank then. Cool. Okay, let's go and get that. I don't know if you have tried it, but if I want to play 2.0 and have the DLC, can I still use the stuff you get from the other planet? I want to try it, but I don't have the DLC. So anything that's... I can sort of answer that. If it's in the base game currently, then it's available in 2.0. A couple of things have been added to the game. For example, the decider... The one you know about is the... what's it called? The one where it orders things. It's a new combinator, basically. That... I think they are still deciding on whether that comes in for 2.0 or for Space Age. But I pick that as an example of that, in that is a new building that could end up in 2.0. As I don't think they've actually decided yet. And that would be available... So if it's introduced and associated with 2.0, then you will be able to play with it in 2.0, basically. If it's associated with Space Age... And there are obviously things like the foundry and the mining drill, big mining drill, the EMP. Those are not available in version 2. So you need to play with the DLC enabled, because you can obviously own the DLC and not play with it, in order for them to be on. A very good example of that is the elevated rails and the quality. So elevated rails and quality are separate mods. The way the whole thing is done is via mods, so effectively Space Age and quality and the elevated rails are all mods that you enable, and you can enable them independently. So you can play the DLC like all in, so you can turn it all on and play with all of it, or you can just do quality, you can just do elevated rails, or you can just do the Space Age and combinations thereof. So those are your options. But if you don't have elevated rails enabled, it won't be available at all. So there is no I've got the DLC but I can still have foundries, for example. So if you want foundries, you need to enable the DLC. So if that makes sense. I mean, if you own it but not turn it on. Yeah. So no, if you want, I say some things are going to be in version 2, I think, that have been added, like the one that I know of, as I say, that you know of, is that sorter combinator or whatever it's called. I can never remember what it's called. The green one, the new combinator. So if they decide that is a 2.0 feature and everyone gets that, then that will be in 2.0, as obviously as well as Space Age. If they decide it's a Space Age feature, then you would need to enable Space Age to play with it. Okay, I was just thinking if you could. No. It the unlocks are totally associated with the planets. There isn't a, you don't get. It's not just a rearranging of things. What they do in the space age is they do move things off of Nauvis. So there are some bits and pieces, and they've already said these. I think most of them. But one example is the Spidertron, because they mentioned that in the most recent Friday Facts, where I think I'm doing the wrong thing. That's probably better. The Spidertron, where Spidertron is now on Gleba, basically. So, if you're playing version 2 as just version 2, then you can build Spidertron on Nauvis. If you're playing the Space Age, you will not be able to access Spidertron until you've done Gleba, basically. So the bit I don't know is what happens when you convert, because I don't have a save file late enough, essentially. I'm trying to dig through my archive, but I don't have one where there is Spidertron, basically, and is still like in my list of saves, because I was going to try and convert one over and see, right, well, obviously in that game I wouldn't have been to Gleba, but I would have Spidertron. So does it just give you the tech, or do you suddenly all of your Spidertrons disappear? It's taking quite a while to do this, but there's only 27 of them or something, isn't there? So maybe it's best if I kind of do it by hand to a degree. I'm hopefully a bit less manic today as well. Yesterday was a really intense day. I was trying to obviously do the stream with the new, do it using Restream and all that sort of stuff, but also with all my days away and all that sort of stuff, I'd not cleaned the flat in absolutely ages, so I spent the morning in absolute panic trying to clean the flat sort of thing. So yeah, I think that energy carried into the stream. Plus there were lots and lots of you chatting, so it was all a bit intense. We probably will play for a bit longer today as well, although I'm a bit knackered. So what I got? I mean, if you, or just okay, so you could. Yeah, I had that feel it would. We will see. I had to think. I don't think old saves will work that well when you use Space Age. Yeah, I mean, the big thing, and I say why I would just not, I wouldn't even bother trying. To be honest, I was just more doing it out of curiosity. Excuse me. The whole whatchamacallit, map gen is so different and so much better in Space Age that I would just recommend playing a new game, no matter what you're doing and why. So we also need rail. Why are they bringing rail from down there? I guess it's some random chest. Oh no, I just ran past it, didn't I? Oh, even got a cup of tea. Look. Hello, Sana. How you doing? Hope you're well. So, where is all this rail that they're not bringing me very quickly? Is it worth us doing researches? We can't do researches. We could do another bot one, but we're at the stage with the whole follow account that it's a bit pointless. It gives you so many on these first couple, so when you just do 2, you've got 10, and that's kind of enough. I think I might just chuck one on just for funsies. Right. Because particularly these distractors, they don't actually count in Robot Cam. So that's as many distractors as, because they don't follow, you see, so they're not part of a follow account. But that's well, we can do as many as we want type of thing of them, and then that gives us we did actually need the full 800, didn't we? So if we grab those, is it worth dumping anything in the tank? I had a load of modules in here. We do need to do some more power, but we'll do that as a separate thing. I'm hoping... In fact, we checked, didn't we? Don't we have a lot of uranium? We do. Now, has it made, now that it has access to some stuff? Oh, yeah, okay. So we've got... I think that needs to be high. Oh, I'm trying to do it remotely. Can't do it. If I jump out then. Because I think we need a lot more... What are they called? Heat pipes? Yeah. Heat pipes? Heat pipes, yeah. Because you always need a load of them. Because it's like a single tile thing. But 20 of them, that'll do. I didn't look up the ratios. I should look up a cheat sheet. Just up my own mod list with SE just for fun. So I know I'll not complete it before 2 hours. No, you won't. No. You're not going to get anywhere near that, I don't think. It's remarkable how big space exploration is. It is absolutely enormous. When people talk about 600-hour playthroughs, they are not kidding at all. So, Factorio. Cheat sheet. I was just going to look up the ratios for nuclear so that I don't. So a 2, well, a 4 is sort of 48, and so we probably want. Oh, cracky. So we probably want, say, 40 of these, maybe. Double that up. I know, obviously, it's a bonus thing, but. 40 of them, and then maybe. Yeah, maybe we set this on 30 or something. Let it chug away and keep itself busy. Yeah, but also grindy. Yeah, very grindy. I hope Arundel does, and the team does kind of address that, really, because it's ridiculously grindy in my opinion. Especially with, the whole, what is it, you can't use prods in space and all that sort of stuff. Where am I going? Tank's down here. I was looking at some advice. There's like, counterintuitively, there's like a piece of advice to run ads, like proper ad breaks on your channel, because, I mean, and I hate them. Everybody hates pre-rolls. When you're looking at a stream that you don't know the streamer is, and you're just wandering around, checking things out, and you have to sit there through 2 minutes of pre-roll. Everyone hates that, and most people click away. So if you run ads, although it's obviously a bit annoying for you guys, the regulars and general viewers, it disables pre-rolls for like an hour if you do 3 minutes of ads, I think. I'll be honest, I think I said this quite a few times, but I'm not sure I would have ever enabled or done the whole what's it called, affiliate thing, if I'd known I was going to be forced to run adverts. Because it's it's lovely if you get that people have the opportunity to subscribe and that sort of thing, but it's not. I'm not of a scale where you'd be able to make. I never know quite how to say this, but basically, I have a job. It's quite well paid, so it's sort of. I'm not in a position where I'm sort of dependent on something like that. So yeah, it just feels like I'm annoying people for no real benefit, really. So I never quite know how to say that part, because it's a bit sort of saying, oh, well, I don't need you people. Wouldn't be here if we weren't there. Okay, so I'm going to fill out the rail because bots are just too slow and rubbish to do that, and then we'll come back and let them do the fiddly bits. I'll do the belts as well. My usual SOP. Got through that research quite quick, didn't it? more ad you add, you can do so. Whoops. Do so there is no pre-roll, and you get like 50% or so. I like donations, but sure, most people don't want or have the money or give away for otherwise free stuff. I give the subs because I wanted this community to grow. Yeah, I mean, so it's very much appreciated, and you know, I say it's why it's very difficult to find a way to express it, because I am grateful. You know, thank you all who do sub and that sort of thing. But I sort of, I'm very aware that people have streaming as a career. That's what they do, as it were. That's their job. And having done it for a few years, I know it is generally quite skilled. There's a talent. Well, as you saw yesterday, got past my 3-hour limit, and I was just, I just basket case. I just run out of words essentially. And I say it just feels like, because I just do this, for fun. It feels like I've turned something on. I've like made a deal with the devil, shall we say? And I didn't realise I was doing so. But yeah, it is very much appreciated. It's like it's like I said on that blog post on about the YouTube subscriptions. I could turn that on, but what have I got that makes that worthwhile, as it were? I haven't even got emotes on Twitch and stuff, One more. Unless the other. Oh no, I got one middle bit to do as well. What was I playing at yesterday? Didn't do anything. Had some fun this morning. In quotes, very much. I turned my computer on, and it was all, the screen was like really blurry, and I was like, what's going on there? That seems weird. And I suspect it might have been a problem for a while, because I looked back at this recent Friday effects, and it's really blurry. The me, as it were, and I was using the higher resolution video basically, so I suspect it might have been causing some problems. But it seemed to have, basically NVIDIA, the graphics drivers, seemed to have decided that the monitor was 1440 when actually it's a 4K monitor. And try as I might, I couldn't get it to because what I ended up in, the sort of situation I ended up with, was it was upscaling, thinking it was because it's a 4080, and it was doing upscaling and then downscaling and then upscaling. So it was like doing a larger version of the picture because of one setting I had, and then it was doing a downscale to take it to 1440, and then it was upscaling it again back to 4K, and I just couldn't work out how to change it. And in the end, I literally just plugged it into a different port. So it's got 4 what they call DP ports, the output one. And I was totally frustrated, didn't know what to do. And so I was like, well, maybe I knocked it when I was doing my cleaning in the morning, or something. But that wouldn't make sense because it was looking rubbish before. But so I just plugged it into a different port, and suddenly it was fine. Well, I restarted it, and then it was fine. It was like, what? So what was the problem? What was, what was the cause? I hate tech problems like that, where it's like the classic thing of turn it off and turn it on again. It's like, but why does that work? Why does turning something off and turning it on often solve the problem? What was the underlying problem that got fixed? Oh well. Actually, I think I can put those in, can't I? We're British, so we're British, so that's probably why we get a little awkward around stuff like this. Yeah, it is quite a British thing, isn't it? It's like one of the things I always kind of surprise people is like salary. So there's that thing very much in the UK. And I think companies like rely on it because people sort of found out the differences between people who are doing like the same job and stuff like that. There'd be in, uproar, but there's sort of that thing of, it's private and you shouldn't tell you and all that sort of stuff. And I'll just tell people what my salary is at work, I think it surprises them a lot because it's sort of not the done thing, as it were. But yeah, I think companies are reliant on that because they get to pay you as little as they possibly can. Get these put in. You're doing great though. Yeah, thank you very much. Why turning off and on again works. Computers are a finite state machine and restarting allows it to go into a known state to work. Yeah, could be. It works for everything though, is the problem. I guess everything has a computer chip now in it, doesn't it? So, some kind of SoC or something like that. How are we doing? We can't be far off. Some bits missing up here. Fill these in for me, please. There's no inserters on them. Huh. I guess I ran out. So that'll be there. There. And then, oops, like that. So then, that. No. And 3 on there. Okay, so then we copy that over. Mathematically, proverbially so in some cases, yeah. I think we've got enough modules to do this. I got some in the tank, haven't I? I keep forgetting about that. So we could probably get these prods in. Okay, so that looks like that's all done. This looks like it could receive a train. Why have we got a signal of L1? That must be just a limit of number of trains, I guess. And is this copper? Yeah, so maybe we want to set that on 2, even though I don't think we've got 2 trains. Oh, so that's the max, I think. 1 of 2. That. Oh, look, we got a logjam. Lovely. So presumably it's been trying to come here for a while. Yeah, we've done a brilliant job there. Okay. Where are you trying to go? These should all be whatchamacallit, shouldn't they? Oh dear. Okay. That's iron then. It's funny, I solved the whole, I do my logic things different almost every single time. And with like the same basic output. It's sort of bizarre really. Okay, so no trains are going to come because we do not have a functioning rail system, which is hardly a surprise given what I've done. I can't believe I've done this. So yeah, we'll have to make all of these whatchamacallits thingies, train signals, I think, just to get around it. Some missing change signals then. Okay. Now, how about I do a replace? Because I'm not going to be able to get in there. I don't fancy changing some signals and then getting run over by a train as it starts to obey the signals. So, well, that time. Thank you very much for the follow, Frogbeer. That's a great username. Yeah, so we'll make all of them chains. It won't actually unjam anything, I don't think. We'll have to do that separately. So this has been a Friday Facts, but you can remotely control trains in 2.0. So obviously I wouldn't have been able to fix the signals, but I could have hopped in a train and moved it out of the way remotely. It's also a lot safer to do it if you're prone to getting run over by trains. It's actually quite a good safety thing because obviously, you know, even if you manage to crash the trains catastrophically, you're not going to die. Cool. Okay, so what's our solution here? I guess if we get into this one, which was, oops, was presumably trying to pull out, got stuck. Got that manual. So if we move it right way down here, which I don't think is, you know, I don't think I've disabled it. Yeah, you can go down there. Excuse me. Are you first time chatting to you on stream? What are you working on? So, welcome, Fragbear. Hope you're doing well. Having a good Sunday afternoon, or whatever time it is where you are. Basically, this is my version 1 farewell base. So this is a base that we're just using to bid a fond farewell to the current version of the game before the expansion comes out. At the moment, I am trying to get Purple up and running. We will then probably need to focus a bit on infrastructure, meaning I will probably need to grab more iron and copper and actually put like multiple trains on with stackers and things like that. Nothing seems to have started moving, which is bad. I guess it must just have been stuck as well. It can't move anywhere. So why are you not going anywhere? And where were you even trying to go? You're trying to go down there. Interesting. Well, we'll hop into this one then. Yes, and we probably need some better solution for trains here, for example. And so you're going. Oh. Now everybody starts moving again. I think that could be a rail, normal rail, couldn't it? And that one's trying to get down to one of them. Yeah, this is a horrendous rail solution. A Factorio t-shirt that I'm going to wear on the 21st, crikey. We got some merch. I showed it on the blog video if you've watched that one. And I don't know whether it's like it was like done just for the for the LAN party, but it was nice stuff. The one of them though was Troop, and like, you know, who've watched any of his stuff, there's you know, he's quite a meme guy, a meme guy, not a mean guy. But one of the things is, you know, one of the jokes in his community is around the pillow, you know, so he can sleep on it. You've seen it, you know the jokes, but he got them to make a pillow, and you know, we all had that. But it was like really like thick, so it's like this wide. It's a tuck around the back. I don't know if I can get it, but it was like horrendous to get into my suitcase. You know, I got this full suitcase already, and I had to squish this you know, this blooming pillow in it. And that's with, they gave us a mug. I'm not going to use it, I think, because I think you prefer it as a decorative thing. But it's a great bit. It's like It's one of these enormous ones as well. So that I got, you had to fit that in, and this pillow. And it was like, I was actually tempted to take, because obviously the stuffing is just, stuffing. I was actually tempted to take that out. But I was like, I don't want to kind of leave that for the hotel staff to deal with, So we got the copper has arrived. Oh, of course, that's not balanced, is it? That's just a regular inserter job. I think actually I'm just going to go do what I did over on the other one and just have them come together. What about that one? I guess you're probably not doing anything, because I bet this is set on, like, empty or something, is it? Got the rogue. Oh, it's not rogue, is it? Actually, that should be being filled up there. That's a point. Okay. I imagine it's probably got the things on the other end. Yeah, as I say, whether that's like, I don't know, we call it exclusive for the party or whatever, I don't know. It's very nice of them, though. Okay, so we need to go back there and sort of work out a better unloading. Bits of scaling. Descaling my kettle. It's a very heavy limestone area around here. Cool. Okay. So I think actually I've like effectively doubled up. Oh look, we're getting green circuits that are green circuiting. Except not. Because this is... Yeah, I think this is pointless at train, isn't it? Because... And this one as well? Because I've put them on the other one as well. Okay, so we'll get rid of them. And then... Over here. So yeah, copper's not really doing what it's meant to. But you forgot what these were. Not actually sure if I've even got stack inserters. So if we go 3, 3. I have another. That, so it'd need to be kind of there, wouldn't it? Which isn't going to work. Bots, tidy up for me. I need you to fix all my mistakes. So, put that eye around. Wait. There. Like that. Use lemons to descale a kettle. I don't. I mean, I know you can obviously because it's the acid and that, but no, I'll just buy some descaler. More of a hard and harsh chemicals kind of guy, I think. There's no point doing them, is there? No path. Wow, okay. Oh, it's because there's bits missing. But... Oh. Off she goes. Use vinegar. Trouble is with a kettle, I always worry that you'll get a lingering, taste of... What I do want to check, I bet I just make, because I'm pretty sure I set these up with proper things, didn't I? and then just capped them as one because I'm an idiot, so I didn't put a stacker in. What I'll probably try and do is do like a universal stacker, so maybe build something here so that you know, they can come in or stack up there and then go around. But we'll worry about that when it becomes a massive issue. And this should be requesting 1, yeah. So we can... Oh, you've already done a trip, have you? Okay. So maybe... Oh, it's coming here now, isn't it? Okay. Don't need to bother with that then. The real one is going to be the copper. So I think we will... get a second copper train ready to go. Even though what we really want to do... I set this up for 2 anyway, didn't I? Where is the train? Oh, you're over there, are you? Shirking off. Don't go to the drop. Oh. Yeah, what I need is stack inserts on this, really. Could do something on double load on either side, but yeah, whatever. Plastic train arrived, but nothing is happening. What have I done wrong there? I think I put the... Well, that's a right mess, isn't it? Look at that. It's not even any inserts on it. Okay. Let's just do good old-fashioned. Simple stuff. Same here. Trying to get too fancy. Cool. Hello, please, Pharmatics. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just watched a periodic video with tungsten. Also quite a hard chemical. Yeah, I did it in a slightly different way. I don't really know why it's called heavy, you know, like hard water. Because it's not really hard. I suppose limestone's a stone, so it's therefore hard. It's one of those weird, you know, like expressions or ways of saying things that does that make any sense? Why would the water isn't hard? You know, it's not physically hard in a sense, you know. But yeah, it means there's a lot of limestone dissolved in the water, basically. Cool. So we could set this up. Pickety uppity. Droppity uppity. Full and empty. Oops. Copy you on auto. See how many years it's going to take to fill you up. Excellent. And we have plastic coming in. We might make a red circuit or two. Or blow me down. Still think red circuits is one of the maddest recipes. It's just like so disproportionately long to take to build them. Absolutely bonkers. What happened to Copper Train? Oh no. I thought I fixed that. Oh, I might have fixed it. Why do I have... Oh, I fixed it. But also didn't fix it at all. Because that one of those needs to be a... That needs to be a change signal for one thing. But I've also... This shouldn't be set on... Oh, it's just counting the amount that's in there, isn't it? Which is dumb. Should cap that chest. And we'll put a second one in. Okay, let's pop up there then. Oh, we got rail and stuff. We've got a little bit. So this is a problem with not using tried and tested blueprints and just making it up, basically. It's fun though. But I was hoping to get that series done and dusted. I actually struggled to reach 2k science per minute for the first time this week. Purple science is the bane of my existence. But I wanted to get it done before space age hits. Purple science is an absolute pain. It's like the rail requirement as well. Is it 30 per science pack? Or it's just like, obviously it produces rail really quickly, but yeah, half second is it for 2? But like managing it, moving it around and stuff, and like providing it with things like stone and stuff is just absolute pain in the bum. I guess heavy water makes more sense for deuterium. Is the camera still on? No, we've frozen up. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Ah. There we go. There you go, you see. Turn it off and on again. It wasn't quite off and on again. It was on from one mode to another. F. Not quite dead yet. Right. Set this all back up again. Cool. Yeah, more sense for deuterium, yeah, because obviously the hydrogen itself is heavier, as it were. Space age killed all my motivation to continue on my 1.1 megabase. I don't blame you on that front. And F's in chat. Greetings, wrist problems. Welcome to the Sunday stream. Jenny Match, yeah. I have carpal tunnel, basically. So the brace, it's not really a brace, it's more a pressure bandage, pressure thing. But basically, by wearing that, I also use a vertical mouse, and I have, as I say, I have carpal tunnel, so see, this should be one of them, you see, so it shouldn't even set off. Yeah, so I wear this and it just keeps it in place. It's not really, it's an interesting one. It doesn't really, how to phrase it, sort of restrict movement in a sense. No, it does, sorry, it doesn't really, it's not curing the carpal tunnel. What it's doing is basically just, why did you move across there? Should have been like that. So I never fixed this properly, did I? Yes, it's basically, it's more about holding it in place than actually, you know, it's not like, you know, where you have a knee problem or something and you wear a brace on your knee and it keeps it, you know, lets it heal. And it's not that sort of a thing. It's more basically just holds it in place, because what triggers the carpal tunnel to be painful for me is, in fact, they're just going to make this exclusionary as well. Oh, that is already there. Is like twisting the wrist, basically. So one of the things that this does is lock it in so that I move my arm from the elbow rather than twisting my wrist. And that, so if you know anything about what your carpal tunnel is, that is kind of what causes the thing, because the tendon that goes through the, because carpal tunnel literally is referring to a bone tunnel, and as you twist it and move your wrist, it puts a lot of strain on that tendon, basically. I've explained that terribly. I usually have a better explanation for that. But yeah, carpal tunnel. I got vertical mouse to prevent. Does the vertical mouse help? It does, yeah. It's not. Oh, hello, Grey Hill. Does the vertical mouse help? Yes, it helps. It's not It's not like a cure-all, and there are different, what do you call it, like grades, as it were, of vertical mouse. And I don't mean as in quality. And there's no, this isn't a scientific, it's not like a standard that's been set or something like that. But the amount that they're vertical, if you see what I mean. So some of them are literally upright. Some of them are more like joysticks, when you're moving around a joystick. But then I have some cheaper ones. It's actually funny, the cheapest ones I have are actually some of the better ones. But the problem with them is that because they're, and that it's to do with the angle, the angle that it holds it at. So you can spend quite a lot of money like experimenting with them to find one that, works for you, as it were. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8, 6, 8, 20. That should limit it to 1, I think. But yeah, you can spend quite a lot of money basically working out that, the ones that you've got aren't for you, basically. That they don't quite work for you. And yeah, because it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of, well, that one, isn't right, and that one is, and that one costs £10, and says okay, but eventually it'll just fall apart, and you'll have to buy another one, and that one costs a fortune, but lasts forever, and so yeah, it's a weird thing. I wish, like, PC Gamer and stuff would do like proper reviews of like things like that, because they just seem to go in cycles, a lot of those magazines and review sites, where they'll review monitors like every 6 weeks, and it's like I don't really need, who buys a monitor that frequently, But yeah. What's for me? Are you the same, Jamacha from Mike's? Okay, so that's that fixed. So what we need to do is kind of wait for this to do things and make sure it doesn't get blocked. Looks like we could do with more copper steel, which is not a surprise. These should really be forced ones, shouldn't they? Oh, I can't do it. If I do... The remote thing is awesome. It's like you get so used to, even if you're like me and you sort of prefer generally to be there. I prefer generally working, on the thing close by. Finding things like this and going, oh, that should have been have a filter on it or what have you, is just like, it's just awesome just to be able to do it directly, as it were. That's better. Cool. So, options then. Eventually it will make purple, which means I should properly set this train up, shouldn't I? Where is it dropping it off, though? Because I don't think I added... No, I didn't. So we need to do a purple drop-off. We should put in a gold drop-off as well. And then we need to... we've got options, essentially, of... Do we just plough on and work on gold? I think that's probably my preference. And so next week then is more about, white science and plugging up shortfalls, essentially. Fixing things like this stupid train thing I did, maybe. I think I've come completely the wrong way. No, we're at the right place. Okay, so let's park up on the coal patch. Our other issue is power, potentially. We're not doing too bad. Okay. Have I got this as a... Got that bit? If that ends there, it's... So I think it's one extra, is it? Something like that. Yeah. So, also want... Here. Gonna have to go back to base, aren't we? And Biter Exterminatus. What are your long-term plans for the map? Do I recall you saying you might play it when Space Age is released? What I'd hoped, and it's partly because I've lost a couple of weekends because of family commitments, basically. I've had to go to birthday things, because I mentioned this yesterday, but my entire close family has their birthday in October. It's really bizarre. But it means I've therefore, basically had to go away for a couple of weekends. And so we lost and are losing. Put you in. Losing them. So what I'd kind of hoped is that what I would be able to do essentially is do a test. So we get this to a stage where it's game finished. It's not finished, but it's game finished. We've launched a rocket and it's fine. And then I basically fire it up in version 2 and essentially we see what happens. What breaks or what doesn't break. And we could do that as a proper test sort of thing. I'm not sure about that signaling, but it's quite a low traffic area. So this would then be what? Purple drop off? So yeah, that was one of my plans. Whether we'll really be able to do that, I don't know. I think we'd still be okay in a sense. I think I'm just going to call that purple as well. But, no I'm not. I can't call it gold yet, can I? Can we just put some random symbol? No, that's not random. Yeah, so that was the plan for it. It was never it's never going to be a mega base or anything like that. It was just to do a playthrough up to launching a rocket. That was all I was really aiming for, and that's still basically the plan. But I didn't actually set the... I mean, the train wouldn't have the drop-off anyway, would it? But yeah, I sort of hope to do that as part of the whole Q&A, the 14th one. But I could be doing like a make-up stream to get it to do, to get it to finish this. But yeah, there's no real long-term plan for the map. What I was probably going to do when I did that is, see what broke and see what got changed and what fell apart and, what happens with blueprints. Can you still lay them down? And I've kind of answered quite a few of those questions in my other playthrough, but, just to show you, if you were trying to continue a map, what's the type of thing that would break, But having, as I say, played quite a bit of now this Space Age, and had the kind of experience of basically the map gen is awesome. I've said this quite a few times, and I wouldn't do that if I were you. I mean, if you're really, really, really wedded to a map and a mega base and what have you, then okay, but I really wouldn't. I would start a new game, because the map gen is so much better. And that applies even if you're not getting Space Age, you're waiting, you're seeing reviews, what have you. Excuse me. Map gen is just so much better in Version 2 and Space Age. Cool. Okay. So, if we are going to, I bet these are some, these are quite high up. I think I'm going to try and I'm going to set up the gold build. Because I think I can probably put it in here. I do have the gold symbol. Why did I think I didn't? There we go. Because part of that then it'll help us, or help me, understand how much of a shortfall I've got in terms of stuff production. Letters. What can we dump in there? Do that. I'm wondering if maybe we go and play about with nuclear for a little bit. Because we could make some fuel cells fairly easily. Do I have requester chests? I won't, will I? Because... oh, that's annoying. I mean, we could we could just do a belt-based botch together. It's just because I've got... oh, no, I haven't. I'm not using blueprints in this. Okay, we'd have to come up with something for doing nuclear. But we've got a nice little area there, you see. I'm only thinking, 1x2, little array, that type of thing. So I could do belts. What do we actually... do we make those in... no, we just do them in regular assemblers, don't we? We don't need any more centrifuges. Centrifugate. Okay. Maybe we put in a little bit of extra solar somewhere. How about we sort of just add on a little bit extra here. Maybe up till there. So if I just sort of copy and paste that in. Get rid of that one. Just as little... oh, I put it in the wrong place. Little sort of stopgap extra boost. Like that. We're lacking a power pile there. No super force build in this either. Super force. I wonder, is that covered by... yeah, loads of roboports. Cool, okay. So if we go and mess about with nuclear power, so that we're sort of ready to go, and in the meantime, it'll chug through some purple, and we'll see if we can get some made. Because nothing's happening here. Why is nothing happening? Destination full. Oh. Okay. Zero of one. Okay. How can destination be full? How can destination be full? Oh, it shows it's open, doesn't it? Or am I going mad? Oh, it's doing it at pick. Why are you trying to go to pickup? That was weird. Strange. Okay, so full, empty. I don't know how many thousands of years that will take to fill up. 1.8k. Oh, it's not doing too bad actually. Nowhere near enough green circuits, as expected. Oh, and no copper. Okay. Destination full. Right. Have I messed up the maths? There isn't even a station up there. So what's coming in here? 1.7. Is that... I assume that's because... Yeah, there's nothing in there, basically, is there? Okay. I've just sucked it dry, basically. But we don't even have a train station there. Okay, so... We need to go and fix that. Because I can't do it remotely at all. And then we can go and mess about with nuclear. Make sure we've got a... Oh, I've got a train out of fuel as well. How are you out of fuel? Because that doesn't have any refueling on it. Wow. I seem to have... Because didn't I make that mistake here as well? That's not being fueled either. Very strange. Okay, so we need to go and do some fixes on things that I don't understand why they're not fixed. What are you going to... I found myself in such a weird place with 2.0. I love the game as it is so much. Trust Rube to do nothing but amazing things, but I'm kind of anxious about the game as I know it going away. I think fairly common feeling that, to be honest with you. There's not wanting to get into the whole psychology and stuff, but there's quite a lot of players who are neurodivergent, I think, in the community, and I certainly know that change is something they struggle with, but yeah, it's one of those things. I think one of the things I would say is the whole, you know, they never do discounts. There's no bundle price. There's no pre-order bonus for the... can I even make the station? Yes, I can. You know, if you've got any doubts or what have you, then just hold fire. You know, don't get it just because you feel you need to, because version 2, you know, is a pretty significant change. So give that a go, and particularly, I mean, if you bought via Steam or what have you, but if you have, then if you link your Steam account to your Woobi account, or create a account on their website, sort of thing, then you can just download old versions. And they can do that on Steam as well, but I think it's a bit more limited. I don't think they do all of the versions on Steam. So if you really hate it, you know, you're like, this is just not for me, I just don't like this at all, I don't like these changes, what have you, then you can always go back, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, there's no guarantee, but pretty sure that they'll keep one or more version 1 alive. It won't ever get, you know, if someone discovers a catastrophic bug, I don't think it'll ever get fixed, but I think version 1 will remain, or versions of version 1, you know, version 1.1 in particular, 1.1, will remain available. So if you are ever, you know, worried about that, or there isn't, you know, there's no, just wait, basically, is the point, because as I say, I know we all talk about, well, we got thousands of hours out of it. Doesn't, you know, you want to share them, you know, give them more value, you know, more money and all that sort of stuff, but they're not fussed about that. I've spoken to them, they're not, you know, they just want to make a good game that people want to buy, you know. So yeah, I would not worry about that sort of thing at all. Just wait, just get you know, just be confident that it is the right thing for you, as it were. So you see it's outputting 2. Why is it outputting 2? 8, 16, 24, 3, so 6, 8, 8, 48. Yeah, it is 2, isn't it? So it needs to be 7, 14, 21. 41. So actually it needs to be 2 of 1, I think. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Okay, so that will always be 6, because there's 6 of them. 2, 4, yeah. So that should then limit it to 1 once that's been taken. We now have fuel available for them. We'll go and make sure the iron one's okay as well. Then we'll roll down and unjam the trains. Oh, what's that about, Paul? Have you already planned what planet you're going to first? After the most recent Friday Facts, I'm really excited for Clever. I think a lot of people don't realise the potential of location-independent metal production. It is, well, I say, yeah, it is interesting, the whole Factorio thing. It's quite a fun and different thing to do. Potentially it also ties them together, but I don't know, they were making tweaks that might mean you can't do Factorio off-planet. But I say, I got a bit confused where that ended up and haven't checked since, but yes, potentially it opens up, missing a bit of track. Some interesting things. Yeah, and as Alamto says, I have a poll up on my YouTube for you to decide, basically. What I'm busy doing in the background, my version 2 playthrough that I'm doing personally is preparing a save file. It's up there, isn't it? Why have I come down here? Preparing a save file that we can use on stream, and 21st, 22nd, 23rd, I will go to each of the planets. So it needs to be a save that's capable of, I'll build the platform before probably as well, but it needs to be capable of getting us to the planets and basically transporting the stuff in order to make a silo, so that we can then leave again and probably drop off, you know, the stuff needed for a single rocket. So effectively, it comes with a escape hatch, so that, you know, I can genuinely go back and forth on the 3 planets, and you can vote therefore, and, you know, we're safe then. If not, I can always sort of cheat it. I could load the save file, same file up again, and, you know, go separately to the other planets. So that's not too much of a problem, that one. But yes, if there is a planet that you want to see, then there is a poll up on the YouTube for you to vote, and that's the planet we will go to. First on the 21st, and second on the 22nd, and third on the 23rd. So we'll do 1 planet a day, basically. And I need to put something here as well, don't I? Because no, that key doesn't work. No, that one doesn't work either. No. Yeah, disconnect. What? Oh, there we go. Yes, so in a sense, it's up to you. Like that. As I've been saying before, I have not really played a lot of the new stuff, if I'm honest. So I've been to all of the planets now, and had a quick go on them. I have not done anything close to the final planet, but because of what I've done, basically, is cheat to get there to some extent, and also used Factoriopedia to work out the theory of how it works. So it will be a new experience for me as well, in terms of, you know, actually being there, actually building things, actually working out ratios, and, you know, what's a workable build, how do we manage spoilage, all of those sorts of questions are really ones I'll be probably diving into when we do stream it, really. The big head start I'll have is obviously I'll already be in space, basically, and ready to go, because I think you need to be a speedrunner to basically get to space, like on the 21st, basically. Okay. Have we made... No, we've still not made any purple science packs, obviously. Destination 4, okay. And I never fixed that, did I? Okay, we need to go down and do that. Why destination 4 to set a train limit? Could well have been more. Am I messing it up? Oh, I'm going to get it on day 1. I can always just play 1.1 down. Yeah. Would have loved if they... Oh, welcome, Peter. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Would have loved if they released 2.0 a week or a month before the expansion. Yeah, it's interesting. I think part of it is not splitting the effort, so if they released 2.0, they'd have to bug fix it, basically, and divert attention from that. Whereas if they do it all at the same time, they can focus on getting it finished, and you now know that they are making changes, and like proper changes, so I jumped out way too early. So yeah, there's a lot of work still, to be frank. Doable, you know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But yeah, if they put it out, then and there was some game breaking bug, then yeah, it would have been problematic, I think, to not say oh well, we're working on the other one, you know, give us a couple of weeks and then you'll be able to play it. So yeah, if you release it, you've got to support it, you know. Destination full, right? Is it doing the same thing? Yeah, it's going to pick up. Why is it going to pick up? So that's saying it's full. Is it frozen again? No, okay. What? I go over there. I don't think this is helping me. The fact that I'm sort of used to doing fixes like this remotely. I keep forgetting I've got to go over there. Right, what are you actually set to do? Input A. Where are you getting... Oh, I have to change it in this one of these, don't I? So this has to be green circuits. Why did that not work? Oh, I bet that's coming now. Except a green circuits train holds... Is it 8,000? Always forget because it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 26, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. Yeah, so this is the problem. These, in this version of me doing this one of many millions of times, and they only stack to 100, don't they? So that is right. Yeah, we've only got 826. There we go. Now, why is there no copper? Because they're both filling up. Cool. I don't mind it if it stops because, you know, I've done inadequate production. That's fine. If it's about my general incompetence, that's fine. If I've done a specific error, I need to fix it. Okay. All hail the parameterized blueprints. It's going to be interesting. That's, you know, there's a lot of things like that where you can spend hours and hours and hours and hours, you know, having an enormous amount of fun working out parameterized blueprints and how you control them and all that sort of stuff. But it feels like the frosting, you know, that sort of stuff. And we'll probably all end up with a set of blueprints where you just slap them down and, you know, you've got a control panel and you just set it and it starts building infinite amounts of everything, you know. But I think that's for later. Does Factorio show all the recipes before you unlock them? Yes, basically. It shows absolutely everything. There is no filter on it whatsoever. If you want to avoid spoilers, then, you know, obviously you need to decide, I've said this yesterday, you need to decide what you consider to be spoilers. But if you want to avoid them, then do not open Factoriopedia. You will be kind of inconveniencing yourself though, because it is massively useful as a tool. But yes, if you want to avoid them, do not open Factoriopedia. I'll be honest though, you know, like when you put down an assembler or something like that, and burner stuff is more obvious with it, because if you put down a stone furnace, when you open it, it tells you a lot of stuff in tooltips. You know, like there, what you can put in as ingredients, and that's obviously, I don't, you know, you may not have real. So there's a good example. So I've not unlocked Speed Module 3. In fact, I don't think I've even unlocked Speed Module 2, but it's telling me I can put Speed Module 2 in. Yeah, and that's just a general function of the game. It's always done that, and it always will. So as you're navigating through menus, you will be seeing things. You know, it's just the nature of it as a game and how it's built, sort of thing. You're not going to be able to avoid that. Oh, look, we might actually, maybe, possibly, could do, perhaps, because apparently the red train is gone. Did I not set that properly? I guess maybe it had already loaded up to the train's worth. Oh, yes, I set it, didn't I? I sent it off. Okay. So it's probably half a train or something like that. But look, purple science. But yeah, so, you know, it's not the sort of game where, you know, because there's no plot or, you know, there's no story to it. They've never really built it around not spoiling things. Yeah, I'm really excited as well. They had to fix bugs either way and support 2.0 with and without SA either way. Yeah, but it's when they do it, that's the point. You know, if you release the full thing into the wild, then you can... If your entire team is focused on building the expansion, if you release some other product, then some of your team is going to have to go on to bug fixing it. Whereas if you just release everything all at once, all right, there, you know, you're effectively stacking up more bugs type of thing, but your entire team can be focused on doing it, and then your entire team can move over to bug fixing. So it's about, you know, they would probably end up having to delay. They wouldn't be able to finish the expansion if they were messing about fixing bugs in 2.0, even though eventually they will have to fix those bugs. But the reason not to do it is split effort. There you go, that's what I'm saying. And players having to start a new game on 2.0, which they abandon as soon as SA releases. Yeah. Yeah, that's... yeah, I think a lot of people have stopped playing 1 and 1.1 anyway, because of that basic reason. Okay, so enough messing about. Let us look at designing a version of some kind of... Can I beat this train? What? Hello, Rafi. Okay, hope you're doing well. Having a good Sunday. Welcome to the stream. What would be your guess how much effort option tools will be available for modders, and what could we expect from new mods in future? Crikey, that is a big question. There is an entire mod API that they have written and made available in particular to the big modders. There were quite a lot of the modders at the LAN party, and I know for a fact that they are working on both compatibility and new mods. I think it'll be a while before you see anything other than mods being brought in line with either version 2 and or Space Age, simply because, let's be frank here, they've put a lot of the mods, quality of life mods, in version 2. So you're getting to a bit of a stage of, what would you call it, like low-hanging fruit. You know, ideas that they could do are kind of already covered with version 2. However, it does open up, I think one example might be more planets, and making it so that, you know, mixing mechanics on the planets and things like that. But I think they've opened it up a bit so that how to put it, but, you know, there's plenty of possibilities for mods in terms of, like, I say, fiddling with and adding new mechanics. I mean, there are some things that are almost obvious mods, but I can't really tell you what those are, because that would tell you what the thing is that they relate to in the game, and I can't do that yet, I'm afraid. So yeah, I think overhaul mods will have a lot to play with. The bit I don't quite know is if something is in Space Age, to what extent the modders are going to be able and like be allowed to pull it into version 2, if you see what I mean. So if you write a mod that effectively is the Foundry and make it available for version 2, I'm guessing that will probably not be allowed, that effectively they'll block off access to certain things that you need, and you'd have to write the entire thing yourself. And you know, as in it's processing liquid metals, you see. And I think they'll probably not allow access to things that would enable that to happen, if you see what I mean. And that therefore you could write it, but you'd have to write it yourself from scratch. And you know, it would be part of the, it would be a Lua script doing it, so it would be like horribly non-performant, you know, like a lot of those, particularly because you know, you're going to want to build a lot of foundries type of thing. But I think, you know, there's like the janky mods, aren't there? The janky versions of things. So I think it is possible. I just think you'd end up with a game that doesn't run very well, basically. But yeah, I mean, that's a big question. I don't know. Being someone who's not, maybe not got the imagination to do some of what the modders do, it's a difficult one for me to address as well. Right, so I guess if we're doing gold science, we need to work out what we're doing. Because we need all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. I wonder, what would it, if I, have I got some buildings? So, because we need exactly the same number, basically, don't we? Yeah, because it makes 3 in 21 seconds, 3 in 21 seconds, yeah. 21 seconds to that. I'll read everything in Factoriopedia, won't be able to sell myself. Did it show the enemies on Factoriopedia? I mean, I don't know if I can specifically answer questions about what it shows, other than just to say it shows everything. And you can kind of interpret that as you will, but it shows everything. So we would then need, if we're doing that, 7, so we need 2 a second, because we're trying to undo, no, we need 2/3 of 1 a second, don't we? So I'm trying to do 1 a second, so we've got 7 machines, you get 3, so you need a third, so you need 2/3 of a processing unit a second. And they take 10 seconds, so it'll be 20. It's weird doing the maths like this. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So like 7 of them. Okay. Now we'll assume we'll get both red and green. That's a terrible assumption, isn't it? But yeah, let's just assume red and green come in via train. So then, flowbot frames, we would need, oh, let's not look at that for a minute. Low density structures, if we wanted 2/3 would be 6, 0, 3, 2. We need 2 a second. And this is where it goes insane, because you need 40. 40 then. Okay. Is that right? Because it's 20-second craft time each. So you need 20 to make 1 a second. And we would, in theory, want, you need 2/3 of 6, which is 2. Yeah, so in theory we'd need 40 of them. Crikey. And then that would then need, I mean, obviously all of those are coming in, so I can pretend that I've got enough production. But then robot frames, we would also need battery. Now, did I make batteries? as a thing. I did not. Okay, but I did make lube. Okay. Okay. This is why doing one a second is always like a... It sounds like a realistic goal, but it never is, because purple and gold are just nuts. So, robot frames, we would only need 2/3 of one a second. And they take 20 seconds. So, 20, 40, 30, wait, confuse myself. So we need 2/3 of a second, 2/3 of that. So it's 40 divided by 3. Maths. 3, 6, 9. So 12 machines. Cool. 6, so this is them. And then what I could do, I could stick on a research and see if anything happens at any point. Oh! Nothing's going to happen because there's no output for the for the science. I'm doing really well here today, aren't I? Crikey. So yeah, it was 12 of them, wasn't it? Okay, and then they would need... So if you were making... So we'd need 2 batteries. So before... So we'd need like 1.5 batteries. That's the only thing we'd be... Was electronics engines as well. Ah. I remember doing all this when I was doing my blueprint series and just building endless everything. So if we were building Flowbot frames, we'd end up needing same again, I think, at half, wouldn't it? Because, yeah, so that would be them. Oh, idiot. That would be electric engines, sorry. And of course they all need a regular engine. And then the other bit is, what's missing then? Oh, then. Batteries, which are chemical lamps, which I do not have. Can I just build one quickly? Yeah. Well, I'm prepared I can be. I have 60 science per minute blueprint for everything up to and including chemical science, as well as 1 rocket per minute rocket factory. I just want to start hurling metric tons of stuff towards space as soon as possible. You're going to do a lot of fixing, to be totally frank. I know you said blueprints, but you know, there are. I mean, if you've not spoiled it for yourself, but there are changes to quite a lot of stuff that you are probably producing quite high volumes. So yeah, you'll need to do some fixing. The Demolisher Friday Effect said that the Demolisher body, and I say, yeah. Well, yeah, if you do it with blueprints and start off, then, you know, from a fresh thing, then you're probably better off, but I wouldn't convert a file, I really wouldn't. The Demolisher Friday Effect said that the Demolisher body or something is in the PDF, and that they still needed to, whoops, and that they still needed to fix that, as it also showed the head properties. Well, there's your answer to your question, I guess. What would you, I guess, how much effort option tools for modders? Yeah, covered that. Oh, everything. It's a Factorio, yes. Have you seen the subtitled Coverix interview that was released on YouTube about a week after that? Yes, I watched that through. It's quite interesting. Interesting character, Coverix. I guess I can say this. The game is built for him, and I know that's a very obvious thing to say, but it really is. It's like it's It's like he's got a team of people who basically build a game for him, which is kind of cool when you think about it. But like in sort of every way that entails, if you see what I mean. It's not just, you know, you know, if he wants something done, then it happens, sort of thing. But he came across as very open to, you know, other people's ideas and suggestions. It wasn't dictatorship as such. I guess, if you had a benign dictatorship, that's probably like what it sort of felt like, really. But it was quite interesting. I say it was like, you know, he's game director in every sense of the word, as it were. And I say it's like having a whole bunch of very clever people, you know, and very talented artists and all that sort of stuff, just making a game for you. And it's just massive coincidence that, you know, thousands of players, billions of players, in fact, love it as well. It's interesting. So I think you're going to Gleba first now. Hello, Ray. Welcome if I haven't said a welcome already. There is a poll on my YouTube channel. I actually sort of have to correct that. I said yesterday that it was going live after this stream. It's already live. I'd scheduled it to go live at 3 o'clock yesterday when yesterday's stream started. So there is a poll on my YouTube channel in the community page where you can vote for which planet you want to go to first. Want me to go to first. The plan is to... I'm prepping a save file that we can use to basically go to the 3 planets in the order picked. So the most popular we'll do on the 21st, second most on the 22nd, and third most on the 23rd. So I am prepping a file to do that. Hopefully that will come out as a series of Let's Plays so that I can edit out. Because I'm quite keen, I know they've changed the embargo, you know, I'm aware of that, obviously. But I'm quite keen to kind of keep it secret in a sense, to make it a bit more of a surprise for everybody. And you can watch my content without fear of endgame / final planet spoilers. Obviously there will be spoilers for the intermediate planets, but also having encountered, well, I can present it in a sort of benign way that I want to discover the game, you know, with the stream, as it were. But a lot of the reality is that they changed Gleba a couple of times in a couple of ways, and it meant that I'd basically almost finished the save, and then they did a couple of big changes to it, and it kind of rendered it pointless. In particular, they put in a starting area, as I mentioned in my video yesterday on the Friday Facts. They added a start area, and that wouldn't have worked because it's already, you know, at the point where I'm basically discovering planets, and it just wouldn't have worked properly. And then, as you saw, they've chopped out, or they've changed how iron and copper works, so that would have completely sort of knackered it as well. So, so I had to start again, essentially. And that means I'm not as far as you might think in my personal playthrough, because as I say, I had to switch over and kind of do that instead. So we've sort of laid out yellow science. Do we want to go and have a mess about with nuclear power? We'll turn that off temporarily, though. We can kind of grab what we've got in here. Oh, I'm full. I'm full. I'm full. Chuck it in the tank. Yes, so I'm probably not as far as you might think in terms of my personal playthrough, because I had to switch over. I'm not entirely sure that the one I was playing on would have worked either way, because the changes they've done are pretty significant. My biggest worry for Space Age was the AI-generated music, because of 0.1% of it sucks. It would ruin millions of player hours. The generated stuff is fine. I can't really, I guess, comment on it, but spoiler video, the Q&A video rather that I do, we'll talk about that a bit more. But the generated stuff is almost imperceptible. It doesn't sound out of place. You can barely tell it's happening. But also you can turn it off. So if you go into the advanced options, then it's a setting that you can set essentially. What map gen settings would you recommend for Space Age? For your plus playthrough, just default. Just go with normal, basically. Cliffs, battery expansion, pollution decreased, patch richness, gradient frequency. Again, I can't... You're in the territory of stuff I can't really comment on, because map gen is a complex topic to talk about. So yeah, so I can't really comment on that other than to say I would just play on default. I would roll for a good seed though. You're a brave person if you just go with desert. Let's put it that way. Did I... No, I've not got any water things, have I? So we don't want anything spectacular. Oh, they're in the tank. I'm looking for the bits and pieces, and they're all in the blooming tank. I want the pipes. I can leave the rail there. Right, so if we grab... Where are the power plant? Oh, those are there. Okay. Can't see the wood for the trees. Let's get rid of those then. Right, so I say nothing particularly complicated or clever. I guess what we should really do is start with putting this stuff over. So what do we want to do then? I guess what? Maybe, because that won't reach over, will it? How about... Oops, I'm full. Maybe we could do that. Okay, that's very annoying. I want the belt though. I would just go with defaults on a lot of stuff. And then once you understand the mechanics and how it all works, then start messing about with it. But I really would just go with default. I say, look for a good seed. So, if we do something that won't really work, will it? How about put it up there? I hadn't really considered. I'd sort of assumed I would have bots by now, but obviously we built purple rather than gold. If I do... Where am I looking to put that? That would be on that chest. So that gets me the whatever it is. So if we can... Because I noticed these are stopped. I assume all of these are filled up at them. Yeah, crikey. Okay. I'm guessing bots are coming to do those jobs. Oh, I've not got mine on. Why have I got not got mine on? Okay. Okay. And then... Oops. If that was going maybe... The other side? Or something like that? This is gloriously janky, isn't it? Cool. So then if we copy that to there, and there, and actually blend it in. Oh, they're all going to be on the same side, aren't they? So maybe there can be a lot less of them as well. So perhaps something like that, and then oops, mixed sides, something like that. Now reach across there. Let's and that's lined up the robot board, isn't it? Okay. Generator, what my generator? Yeah. I've got another bomb in. Helmeted executor. Well, there you go. Ban. What we got? Am I still there? Yeah, okay. No properties, we've done that. So I was going to vote for Clever, but I chose Vacaz, and to my dismay, it's the least picked. Is it really? I'll have to see what happens over the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to avoid seeing... Oh, no. Trying to avoid seeing what's happened to it. It's a bit of a surprise for me. Have I frozen up again? Am I? No? There we go. Are we coming through? Yeah. Wobbling around. Okay, so all the bands are done. Excellent. I'm not there, so I have my doubts. We've done. I killed both of them, haven't I? Yeah. Okay. I know it still shows the message for me, even though I banned them. I really hope the last planet unlocks loaders. Interesting. They have been in the game code for so long, as far as I know. They make a lot of sense for UPS in that game. I know you can't comment on this. Certainly can't. Can you share your three most anticipated exciting features in the expansion? I mean, I can play the expansion now, so it's very difficult to answer that question. I'd have to answer it as the things I enjoy the most. We don't have any iron plate here, do we? We have a little iron ore patch there. I'm just realising, because if I'm going to make these guys, then I need iron plate. Okay. Why is that not coming through? Because that's not connected. I mean, it's 952k. It's a lot of iron just to chuck in like a handful of whatchamacallits. So yeah, I'm afraid I'm not entirely sure I can answer that, because I say my answer would have to be what I like the most, rather than what I'm looking forward to the most. And I'd kind of be breaking the embargo then. I guess one thing I can say is one of the things I was really, really excited for, and you can sort of look back at my Friday Facts videos, I guess, and sort of guess what I might be referring to, you know, which one. Well, one of the things I was very excited for is not quite what I'd hoped. So there is something I'm, like, I guess, disappointed by, in a sense. So yeah, and you can maybe have a go at working out what that might have been. There's actually a couple of things, but but yeah, certainly one where I was like super excited, and then not quite what I was anticipating. I don't know that what it is bad. You know, it's not bad. It's just I perhaps worked it up too much in my mind as to what it might be, and all the possibilities it offered, and then it wasn't that. Ooh, crikey. Let's see now. I don't think I've got any miners, have I? I bet there's some in the tank at least. But if we just do a little, because we only need a tiny number. So if we do a little fill it in type of thing. But yeah, it's a good question. I just can't really answer it. So you could put it on the... I've got a Q&A video thing. You could put it on there and sort of do a... What 3 features do I like the most type of thing, maybe. And I can answer it on the 14th. It's funny actually, some of the questions people are... I mean, and none of these aren't, you know, you're not asking bad questions. This isn't... I don't mean it from this point of view, but some of the questions you ask is sort of like... you don't realise what you're asking in a sense. It's sort of... you know, the thing you're asking about as maybe... It's like a really big thing you're asking, but it sounds like a very, you know, very innocent, innocuous question. And so it just fit in, you know, you end up sort of feeling a bit weird to going... No, I can't answer that. And it just sounds strange, you know. But yeah, I say there are things in there that they don't sound like they'd be a big issue, but actually, it's a single lane, really, aren't they? But actually, yeah, they can be quite significant things without you realising. It's a bit like, I suppose one that is a good example is when I was talking about, you know, the biters and the combat and stuff, and you know, I was having to be a bit sort of roundabout with it, but the biter capture mechanic changes the whole dynamic of combat. I chucked the smelters away, did I? I must have done. But how can I say that? You know, there's very difficult for me to go, oh, well, you know, this has happened, because I can't say it. What did I do with did I put them in this rando chest here? I must have done. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a bit sort of difficult to not answer as well, if you see what I mean. Could it be that all new stuff about trains are disappointing for you? Could be. That could be it. What's your favourite or most useful combinator role? Not entirely sure what you mean by that. You mean as in... I mean, I still use train combinators for trains mostly. That's kind of my main thing. Whether that's changed or not, you know, again, I can't really say, to be honest with you. As you know, they're getting quite a lot of changes and feature additions and stuff like that. Combinators, so let's line that up. So yeah, you'll have to guess as to whether that's the thing I'm disappointed by or not. Really. It's cryptic. It's cryptic. It's a mystery. Just chuck a load in and take them away. So we only need a tiny amount. I don't think it'll actually fit in there, will it? No. I guess let's do on there, maybe? Something like that. I've been trying, not with much success, to, I don't think, to be a bit misleading as well on some of the Friday Facts things and sort of pointing out things that aren't there in a sense. I mean, not quite that extreme, but in a sort of, you know, some of the things are not things, but other things are things, you know. I'm rubbish at it. Oh, terrible at it. Okay, so that'll make some fuel cells, I think. And then where's our output going? Our output's going there. So I guess let's leave a little bit of room. In fact, let's bring them over. Use the belt as a kind of stockpile. So let's finally actually build some nuclears. I think I'm literally just gonna like belt feed it in, maybe, because we kind of need a lot of storage until I can do reprocessing of the spent cells. Oops, so I might as well just do a couple of chain stacks, basically. Chain stacks? Chest chains. Yeah, that'll do us. I never bother with the whole, you know, Steam management and all that sort of stuff. It always seems like such a faff to me that I just do not bother. I don't think I picked up that. Yes, I did. There we go. So we obviously need to get water in these, as well as some heats. So let's leave a bit of a gap. A couple of things like that, maybe. And I had my camera clicking. Paranoid about it now. How many got left? 80. So don't to I mean, that's fairly ugly, isn't it? Maybe if I just move it over. If you make it symmetric, then it's bound to look better. That's kind of the guiding rule. I don't want you lot doing it, because you'll take them miles away. That's very annoying. No, don't take them away. There. Oh, yeah. No. In fact, actually, I could tighten it up really bit. We're not bothering doing that. So, take that there. Oops. Something like that. Oh, crikey. Wait. Oh, it's in the wrong place. That'll do. Ooh. this time. There we go. Would you say with all the new quality life features that the time it takes to finish the science that needs purple and yellow is shorter? Takes to finish the science that needs purple and yellow is shorter. Crikey. I don't think so, no. I mean, again, you're kind of in territory of I can't really answer it properly because, you know, how are you defining the science that takes purple and yellow without thinking about other stuff, you know? Am I going to bother doing? Then you'll be able to build a rocket silo on the space platforms. You can get materials there at least. A rocket silo on the space platforms. I mean, I can't talk about that again. Because I mean, I can't talk about like mechanics and any of that stuff really in terms of the new, you know, the new parts of the game. You know, I can't even tell you whether that's possible or, you know, even if it was possible, whether it would make sense. That's all verboten at the moment, I'm afraid. I am afraid. And if you want, you know, if you've got questions like that, let's say the Q&A thread is the best place to go in, because I'll just pick them up for that on the 14th, and either talk about it in the video or the live stream that I'm going to do as well. So yeah, you will kind of just have to see really on some of this. I don't know why I'm bothering with doing that because let's at least make it look a little bit tiny. I'm kind of in the Novice plus initial space sciences, I guess. Again, it's not something. I mean, I don't know how I would work it out. Is the other thing, because it doesn't. Yeah, it's sort of a. So I don't really even know how I would work it out because it is like a. Right, well, what sciences you're actually doing, you know, and if you've got space age enabled, you've got a whole load of extra science, haven't you? So, you know, I don't know if that's a meaningful metric either. It's like, if you're asking how quickly can you get to space, that's, I can probably give you a rough idea there, in the sense that it's, you know, how quick can you get to blue science, basically, and build a silo? That's how quickly you could get to space, and you can work it out yourself. You know, that's not. You know when you get space science now. Oh, sorry, the science to space, if you see what I mean. Blue science is quite early-ish, you know. So yeah, again, I say, I know like some of these sound like weird answers and stuff. It's just that, you know, some of the questions are not answerable in a sense, either with embargo or without embargo, and like I'd have to spend days or hours or whatever working some of them out as well, you know, because I don't know how long it takes to do the sciences because I'm not sitting there timing it, you know. So sorry to put it bluntly, but it's sort of, you know, the game is changed with space age, so going in and sort of working out, well, the bits of it that are the same take this amount of time is a very complicated question, and I don't know that it's very useful, if I'm totally honest. But you can, in theory, in the same way that you can do bot rush, you could do space rush, and you could get to space quickly. My advice would not be to not do that, and that's what I've been saying, because you then, if you get to one of the intermediate planets very quickly, you're going to have to bootstrap your way up production there. And from my personal perspective, and it is entirely my personal view, that isn't all that much fun. I don't, having built my assemblers making, power poles or whatever on Malvis, I'd much rather, having done it, import them to the other planets and just use them, rather than have to build all of that infrastructure again. But I'm pretty sure, other people will have different views, basically. I would say my sort of thing on it is, think of it. I would probably think of it in terms of, you're going to basically do a fairly normal sort of Malvis playthrough like this one, and then that's going to unlock a whole load of extra stuff for you to do on other planets. But as you know, some of the stuff has been moved to other planets, and there's all sorts of questions like that make it very, very difficult to kind of answer some of these questions. I don't know that I can do cove rigs and stuff, can I? Oh, I can. Oh, well, it's purple, because that's what I really need. Cool. Okay. So I take it we've not done it. Oh, of course we've not done new science, because I never went in to put these inserters in. Okay. How are we doing? 5:15. So we've kind of done the two things. I didn't need to panic, it seems, as much yesterday. Kind of done the two things that I was thinking about doing this weekend, which was the purple and a bit of nuclear. I'm pretty sure that's why I actually picked purple first, is so that I could do code rigs, but I completely forgot that, I imagine. I say, my apologies, some of that sounded rude or what have you. It wasn't meant to be, it's just, I say, sometimes it's very difficult to think of a way of answering the questions, in the sense of, there's only so many ways of saying I can't tell you. When things sound like perfectly reasonable questions, and they are perfectly reasonable questions, but you're often getting into territories, as I say, that you don't understand the context, if you see what I mean. And I can't even tell you what that context is without basically breaking the embargo. We've ended up with train jams again, haven't we? What idiot designed this train system, eh? What total and utter idiot built this train system? Ah, dear. I've done it right here with things. Okay, so another one. There's another one waiting. Actually, let's just be safe. Oh, that's already one. What is your favourite most useful combination role? We can also, in general terms, like you like trains, or new bugs or something in that manner. I don't think I can. What is your guess? Which is the first, second, third planet for speedrunners? Wow. I think they'll go for Volcanus. Yeah. Because of the production bonus it gives them. Either that. No. Do I think that? It'll be a toss-up between I think they'll have to work out the strategy, but I think it'll be a toss-up between Fulgora and Volcanus because of the instantaneous production bonuses it gives them from the buildings. The thing with speedrunners is they need it to get done quick, not necessarily at cheap cost, if that makes sense. So being able to spam out, you see, both of the Foundry and EMP, their 50% prod bonus applies to they can build themselves, so they get a 50%. So if you're a speedrunner and you're trying to slap down, 10 machines, the fact that it's making those 10, because they also have this, crafting speed is faster and all that sort of stuff. So the fact that they can get there, slap all those machines down quickly is more beneficial to them than like us plebs who, we have to do the whole, right, well, I now need to, bring all my science back to the planet. And, the fact that it becomes two for one for science packs is, I think, probably less important for them because they're messing about with capturing spider spawners and all that sort of stuff is, going to slow them down, basically, is the point. Is the iron not coming? Not happening? We've just got the one train. Okay. It's picking up. Yes, so I suspect it'll be probably a toss-up between them, but I wouldn't be surprised if Volcanus is the one. What do you use for the most? Did you get to use the new combinators at all? No, not really, no. Not the new, that stacky one. There are a lot of things where, because they're more elegant or more like fancy solutions or cleverer solutions to things you can already do. But you also have to bear in mind, I'm quite a brute force player. I just, throw enough stuff at the problem and it fixes it. Does it sort of thing. I don't tend to do, some people do these enormous control panels that enable them to control their base, and they have wires going out to outposts and they dynamically control all sorts of stuff. Me, I just slap in more belts and more miners. That's fundamentally how I've always played, and I still play that way. So doing clever solutions is something I think about a lot later. It'll probably be like my 10th playthrough before I even start using combinators like that, like properly. Because it's just nature of how I play. So I'm probably not your guy for that. I bet Nilhouse will have 50 blueprints ready to go, with these green combinators within a week sort of thing, because he's more into that sort of stuff. Good to be watching again. Hello again, B Brony. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Should also put fuel cells in the reactor. It takes ages to heat up. Do you think the assembling machine 1 to 3 tiers are a bit excessive with the introduction of quality tiers? As such, what would you think of a rework of assemblers where it is just one building instead? Interesting. Machine 1 to 3 tiers are a bit excessive. Not really. I think they need them to keep up, to be honest. They sort of lag behind with the whole foundry and stuff. Because you've got to remember, you can have quality foundries and they've got more module slots and you can have quality modules in them. So those become absolutely insane late game. If you start doing the numbers, start doing the maths on them, it is just mad how, well, they've shown you, the one that was absolutely smashing out gears, and that's one machine basically filling, was it 2 green belts, stacked green belts? So yeah, if you need that sort of thing, I think, for assemblers to keep up. What have we got there? It's almost just 2 weeks until release. It would be interesting to see the number of players on after release. Yeah, it gets really high concurrent, continuous players. Factorio. It does, for a, small indie single player game. It's it just gets a continuous, the continuous player count is always just this tricking along fairly decent number. So I'm guessing it will go really big. I'm kind of guessing it won't hit the heights of Satisfactory, because that game has always been, in terms of sales and stuff, I'm pretty sure that game has always been a bigger seller, and it's just the whole first person thing versus, let's call it isometric 3D. Just as a general thing, players tend to prefer that. I wonder if the nucleus kicked. Oh, it's not even connected. Wait, why is that not connected? Oh, because that's not real. I wonder if the nucleus kicked. Oh, it has. Nice. Cool. Only just, I think, is it? Steam turbines are just coming in. Oh yeah, that's them. That's first kickoff. And already they're running our base for us, basically, at night, which is nice. Oh, you're on both, are you, Shadow Lords? both sides. Oh, I think I'm still alive. Are your blueprints available somewhere? Yes, I think so. So my original blueprints. These aren't my blueprints that I built. But yeah, you can get them. I think they're on my Discord. Amazingly, I have a Discord. But I think also there is a. Is there a post way back on my community board on YouTube? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. So I think you can get them on my Discord. My Discord isn't really worth joining, if I'm honest. It's there's not a lot to it really. There's no exclusive members areas or any of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think you can get them there. Maybe it's it. But do you have a good handle? I didn't go and actually fix the purple, did I? That's what I'm down here for. But do you have a good handle on space platforms and logistics, or are you still working those things out? I wouldn't describe it as a good handle. I know how to do it. I can't really comment further. It's not. I guess I could say it's not it's not complicated. If you can do trains, you can do space platforms. It's it's not hard. I would say so. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about getting them functioning. Got my maths well on there. I guess it's loading up two of them, isn't it? Put some speeds in that. Seems a bit daft, doesn't it? Yeah, no rods then. We've actually made some actual purple science, actually. I didn't put... Oh, yeah. It interprets that as putting them into the thing, doesn't it? Rather than actually putting the modules in the slots. That one was... I didn't put that thing on it. How are we doing with power? I just want to make sure it is. Yeah, it's running our base overnight. Cool. And we have a lot of headroom, so I think we're okay power-wise. So purple is working. I have capped that off. Excellent. Didn't I also need to fix something up here? Yeah, not fix it, but actually do it. Okay. Wait, there's a load of turbines in there. Does that mean I didn't build enough? I think that means I didn't build enough, doesn't it? Okay. Let's go and plumb in the purple first. Spatial construction and logistics. So actually, it's one of the things I talk about in the Q&A video is the whole how it works and what I thought of it and stuff like that. So I didn't have too many troubles with it, but there are weirdnesses that I think you kind of need to get used to. But yeah, I had platforms running or I have had platforms running and doing schedules and all sorts of stuff like that. I think how you do it is very much, as in what an optimal solution is and stuff like that, is very much, the community will have to work out some good strategies and stuff. You can, you can basically kind of like botch your way through it, as it were. It's really not that hard. But quirky is kind of what I would say. Okay, so how do we get people science up here then? These can go now, can't they? So if I was to maybe just run a line, what's up here? Like that. So combine them together maybe. Oops. I wasn't sure which chat you were reading. Both of them. So I'm sort of switching between. One thing I was wondering way back that I think it's not under NDA. Have you seen the Mark IV belts, and did their high speed make it harder and annoying to see the items and which way they're going? I have seen them. They're... Again, it's in that territory of it being a little tricky to answer. They're more... I don't know. It's difficult to say because like, I'm not going to make a single blue belt in this playthrough because there's no point. It's not... I'm not going for mega numbers, and I think people do get a little bit... It's one of the areas where I think people go, oh, I need green, they just automatically think, oh, I need green assemblers and I need blue belts. And you don't, You don't really even need red belt, Certainly can use them, but you don't need them. And there's a bit of an element of that. Green belt is so fast in terms of how it delivers stuff. It's like an end game. Well, it's an end game thing basically. So I've not seen a lot of it used, and so I can't really make that. Is it horrible? Basically, is it visually horrible thing? Because you're literally talking. There's this one thing that I need to move really quickly, so I put in a bit of green belt, and otherwise my entire base is red belt sort of thing. It's that sort of situation with it. So until people start making mega bases, that involve green belt, I'm not entirely sure I could really comment on that. I did find it a little... the belt itself was a little visually disorientating, if that makes sense. For the direction it's going in, it takes you a moment to just see the arrows moving. I don't know if that helps, as it were, but again, it's like I think I say you kind of need to slightly get out of the mindset of, well, I'm just going to put stack inserters and green belt absolutely everywhere. I'm sure eventually maybe you will, but you're not going to be doing that for the first week, because they take the reason you're getting enormous productivity is because these things are expensive. You know, they're not cheap. It's not cheap making green belt. You know, you've kind of seen the recipe. I mean, at the very least, they're blue belt, you know, plus stuff, and blue belts are horribly expensive. You know, so everything, it's a scaling thing. You know, so as one thing scales up, the other thing scales up. You know, which is how the game is. You know, it's like, when you're starting to deliver bigger numbers of stuff, you need that throughput, you know. So yeah, so I've not seen enough amounts of green belt, I would say, to really make a proper judgment call on that. But as I say, I did find it a bit. Wait, which direction is that belt going? That was a little tricky. I'd probably say one of the biggest uses of green belt is probably going to be like at the undergrounds, because it gives an enormous reach to an underground, and using them on platforms and stuff like that. Why have I got all that hammer? Okay, so we probably need to go put more steam turbines on. A bit surprised by that, actually. I mean, not that I've done the maths on it. Did I actually leave a cheat sheet open? I did. So, how many have I got then? So 1 to 12 to 20. Well, we've got 6 to... Yeah, I do need more. Oh, let's go and stick a few more in there. Cool. Oops. You know, all of you lot going on about spoilers, and you ask me questions like this sort of stuff. It's like, you know, do you want spoilers or not? Because you ask me all the questions, you know, as if you do. I say, your best bet, if you do want to know all about the stuff, is the Q&A question. And even there, as I say, there are questions like you're asking now, and the other things that it's like, again, I slightly come back to the point that I have a full-time job. I can't dedicate, you know, absolutely waking hour to Factorio, because then I'd get the sack. So there's only so much of it I can play, and what I'm doing is setting up a game for us to play on stream, basically. So, you know, that's quite a lot of playtime just to do that. Excuse me. And then I could probably stick it right there. No. So, how many got left? 11 left, crikey. Let's put them. So, still got 3 of them. Oops. Oops. Oh, I've kicked in. They've kicked in. Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's because they're bringing them from the base. And then have we got 3 left? Have I? Yeah, 3 left. Let's just chuck them on the top there. World's ugliest reactors design. TM. I'll build them just because they're cool, which is basically my for things in life. Factorio got a bit easier when I did not try to rush blue belts, which was for the same reason. Cool speed. Yes, everything looks cool. Yeah, I say, you know, I'm not saying don't build them. I'm not, you know, it's not that. It's just, you know, a lot of things are production challenges in this game. That's like the point of it. So, if I've only played, you know, 20 hours or something, then I've probably not done a lot of these, you know, entire mega base full of green belt, because I think you probably need to go and pester people like, you know, who probably has time. I don't know, Colonel Will or Exterminator and stuff like that. They've probably played a lot more because, you know, they're full-time content creators, so they get a bit more leeway in their sort of free time, really. You'd also have to go and get my family to stop having birthdays in October, because that's kind of knackered me a bit. Do I miss Angry Ghost playing version 1.1? I miss him. I miss him always, to be honest with you. I love the little Angry Ghost guy. Yeah, there are lots of little things where it's like way more convenient, and it is getting very confusing switching between the two. I wouldn't say problematic, but it is confusing. Going to start fresh with a new game with the release. The reworked world gen should be neat. I've already started basically, so I say I'm prepping a file that is in the new game that will pick up, and I have done, you know, I had done that already. I'd basically played to the point of having a platform ready to go, and then they changed Clever, so I had to restart really. So, you know, I have done bits and pieces. I have been to most planets and started them, but as you see, Clever, for example, is completely different. So that'll probably be completely fresh to me if we go there. Well, when we go there. What we got else? Oh, hello, Colin Kelly. Sorry, I didn't see the comment earlier. Hi. Have you decided which planet you're doing first when you're streaming in space? Oh, yeah, so I've already said, so there's a poll up on my YouTube where you can vote for which planet we do first. So I will get us ready. We'll be ready to go on that stream, because the part of the reason for that as well is that due to work commitments, I will only be streaming for a couple of hours on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the moment. It looks like I might be able to take a bit more time, but basically I will not be able to, you know, do an 8-hour all-day stream. I mean, I couldn't do that anyway. As you've seen yesterday, I run out of steam after about 3 hours. So yeah, we will do some short streams where I'll just visit the planets and get them started. We might end up bootstrapping them depending on how big the base is when I get done. But yes, you can pick which planet we go to, and we'll go to first choice, second choice, third choice on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Can't remember. Oh, hello, Wesley. Welcome. Can't remember. Did they ever switch the names of the bulk inserter and stack inserter? Yes, they are switched. Yeah, I remember them being flipped and annoying everyone. Yes, so they have confirmed that they are doing the reverse names. Are you going to start for it? No, I've done that one. Sorry. Good evening. Hello, Matrin Vids. Hope you're doing well. So it's 5. We've got 20 minutes. I am going to end on this because I think I mentioned I am a bit knackered on today after yesterday. We've sort of worked out the numbers for gold science. I guess I could move a load of stuff down there. We could just do a bit of ferrying. But what we really should do is like actually bolster up the production. Because I'm guessing we've ground to a halt again. Have we got a terrible train situation again? Oh, not too bad. Destination full. Does that mean it is full? So that's saying 2,000. Is that because I asked for 2,000? Or it's mistakenly thinking 2. So it thinks it's got 4 trains worth because I've not changed the combinator. It's actually just got a train's worth, but that's fine. This is quite frustrating. I'd say this. Remote view, being able to fix things like, whoops, I've put that as 2,000, it should be 8,000. You have to go there at the moment. I could, I guess, you know, copy paste it in and slap it over the top maybe? Try something like that. It depends on whether I've got the stuff. I have... No, you see, I haven't got the stuff. What we're missing, arithmetic combinator. Can I build one? Yes. Okay. But I need to build the green circuits because I ain't got melt. Okay, so we need to change which to what to where. So that needs to be 8,000 because that's how much a train has. That's all I'm trying to do, just change one number. And we do that. And now this thinks it's got one train's worth. Cool. Which is what it has got. And then 2,000's okay for red circuits, isn't it? Yes. Cool. 2,000's okay there, and there as well. Oh, that's 4,000. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Okay. 4,000 is fine then. Yeah. Okay. So what we kind of need to do is put more infrastructure in. You know, more production in stuff, because there's no real point building the yellow. Yeah. I keep sort of vacillating between. I think it'll be okay. We'll finish this and we won't, because there is quite a lot to do it properly. Question is whether I want to do it properly or I just want to win it. Well, we're not doing it properly. Let's not pretend. Okay. Let's order up the bits and pieces. I mean, we've got plenty of power now, so that stops being any kind of a question. We have had some incursion. I guess I go and sort them out. Yeah, shall we end off by sorting them out? We'll put a load of stuff in the tank to build with for next time. So we kind of want... Wait, I part the tank and wait like that. Roboport range. So, if we put in, say, those, them, and what else? Ammo. Put modules in. Put some more railing, couldn't we? There's rain. Some rail. Could do with more mining machines, I guess. Where would they live? I don't think actually automated combinators, did I? No. Okay. I wonder if we could just put them in. Okay, thanks. Watched Friday Effects video yesterday. Interesting as always. Thank you. I was thinking about something you said in that Volcanus gives amazing building for plates production. Fagora gives amazing building for intermediates, chips. But Kleber does not really give anything amazing. It didn't. Was hoping there would be a similar amazing building for oil products there or something interesting. I'm guessing the oil prod building is on the last planet as part of the cooling fluid building. Maybe hope so. Well, obviously I cannot comment. If you want me to answer it, you could ask in the Q&A thread on the YouTube, but I can't really comment on that either way. Yeah, we've got very little belt. Why have you not brought me belt pots? Just laziness all round, really. At the top, won't it? Libra gives us amazing ways to die. Yeah, you get stomped on. For anyone who's got a foot fetish, that's the planet to go to. switch the names. But so how many stream achievements will be added with SA? Vanilla has 38. Again, I can't really answer these questions, I'm afraid. Achievements is one of the things I will be putting in the Q&A video. I'll be honest, I don't actually know if as well. I'd have to go and count it, which would mean firing it up, so I couldn't actually tell you even if I did know. Sorry, I could even if I did. I couldn't even tell you because I don't know. That's what I mean. Right, so where is belt then? Who's got my belt? Where are you? Where is it? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've got the belt. So let's go and add on the combinators. Oh, we don't need millions of them, but it just gives us something to do. Why have I got no storage chests? Because they're not automated. Okay. Did I not set that up to make them? Really? Excuse me. Oh, there they are. Oh, but the bots have helpfully put a splitter in there. Do you not have any room, bots? Is that what you're complaining about? You got tons of room. Why are you filling my chests with things that shouldn't be there? What are you playing at? Oh, and it's because I haven't got any steel there. So we might as well just get rid of that now. Actually build a little thing. We did have a gap somewhere. No, it didn't fit in there. Okay. Yeah, we'll just make some storage chests, I guess. We don't need the that stuff. Probably need some more robobots. Hello, Baker Magician, alright. Call it a title in the stream, indeed. I'm so excited for Space Age, me too. I'm sort of, it's weird, I'm sort of, I don't know, I think it's partly because, you know, as I've been moaning extensively, I've not actually played as much as you might think, you know, because of work and all these other commitments. So I've booked, you know, at least, I mean, I say, at the moment, I can't take the specific days off, although, as I say, it looks like I might be able to. But at the very least, I've got a week, you know, a week of holiday, and so I can just sit down and play the dang thing properly, solidly, for a week. Although, as I said the other day, you know, sensibly as well. Don't hurt yourself just to play it. Particularly as, you know, it's one of those games where brain power is needed. That's probably not the right tool, isn't it? You have to do a bend. Yeah, brain power is needed. You need to be able to think about stuff. So having a bit of sleep is quite important, I think. Not that any of you can listen to me, but there you go. I get to say stuff like that now because I'm old. Also, do as I say, not as I do, because I did kind of come back from the LAN party, and even though I was riddled with the Kong flu that I got, I did kind of do a few midnight days, so yeah. Total hypocrite, obviously. So we need copper wire, don't we, for these? Did I? Oh, I must have made them. Did I really? So I made red and green circuits, but I didn't make combinators. Okay. So yes, we need one making wires there, and then probably machiney one there. Wires. Machine. So, is there anything else that would take wires that we could just pinch? Am I making roboports and stuff? Yeah. Got them at least. Oh wow, I'm not feeding bots into the system, am I? I really have just kind of botched this together, haven't I? I could actually put one of the combinators there then, if we've got a spare wire thing. Let's do that. So, if we do that. So, this is wires. And then this is one combinator. This is the other combinator. Are we still live? I'm still there. See, that's the wrong way around. Should have done that. So, cables. Boxes. What have I got? Random rubbish. Okay. Oops. Green wires? Green circuits, I think, is it? Or just plates? Or... Yeah, so I'm to some extent I'm sort of vicariously happy, excited for everybody else to actually get hold of it. I'm looking forward to a mod that brings all the planets into one planet. Massive biomes of the planet mechanics. Having all enemies on one planet and navigating them would be interesting. That would be quite an experience, I think. And yeah, I've taken a week up to play just play Space Age. I think of streaming it too, but I've never done that. Any new tips for getting started? Crikey, maybe I'll come back to that one in just a second. Do you usually do something with wood and other throwaway stuff from the logistic system? Tend to end up with obscene amounts and just spam out more storage chests to avoid the problem. I burn it, basically, so when I haven't got requesters, that's kind of missing, missing from the list, as it were, but basically you set up a bunch of requester chests and, oh, it's bringing 1,000, isn't it? No wonder I keep ending up so much. You can just pull all the wood into some boilers, and if you just set them without any limits, those, things, it'll never, when you get to a big base, it never even registers on the chart. But eventually they'll just pull the wood and pull the wood and pull the wood, and eventually you just end up with none, basically. But yeah, just burn it, basically. I think Dubba doesn't have a fancy fluids building because spoilage doesn't really work with fluids. Really excited to see what's up on Aquila. With heat coolant, I'm guessing. I know you can't comment on the latter. Well, I mean, they've hinted at it's cold, so, either they're doing a massive, bait and switch and not tell you the right thing, or they've kind of confirmed it's cold. What that means, I obviously can't comment on. Is it a mechanic or is it just an aesthetic? I cannot give any kind of comment on. That's the wrong combinator, isn't it? But yes, so they have given lots of hints, but yeah. they have not confirmed, and so I cannot confirm. Cool. Wait. Is that them having delivered them, or have I just literally set up something I've already got? I can't see it if it is. Oh well, you can never have too many combinators, so... Okay, so we did chests. We were going to go up and put old constant combinators in that gap. How are we doing on time? Very nearly 6. I'll come back to the tips on streaming. Only streaming to... no, I've done that. I know you can't... Yes, okay, so I've done those. Is that a word? Yeah, so in terms of newbie tips for streaming, I would say talk, basically. The one thing that I think streamers who kind of, shall we say, don't succeed, or you know, if you're not talking, I mean, it's like there's a bit of a chicken and egg situation with it, because people are sort of, you know, they're often sort of waiting to react to chat, if you see what I mean. But a lot of people won't chat unless you're talking. So, you know, you get streams where people are just sat there. Now, I'll probably end up doing a few streams like that where I mic off, you know, type streams, because I can't go for more than the sort of 3 hours or so just talking. I just, you know, it frazzles my brain basically. So, you know, these people who do 8 solid hours of talking and stuff, I really don't know how they do it. But yes, I would say the biggest one is talk, you know. And if you're not, you know, if you're not on stream, and you know, if you're not doing camera and all that sort of stuff, then you know, don't expect too much of an audience, as it were, because people are looking often for that. You know, they want someone talking about it. They want someone chatting away. You know, there's a lot of people who have it for background and things like that. So you kind of have to cover that audience. And I say a lot of it is about. I don't even know where this gap is. Where is it? Here we go. And so if you, and it depends on entirely what you're after. You know, you may not. Oh, there's no green circuits here. How about we go? How about we do some super jank? And yeah, and also be very clear on whether you're happy with with back seating and things like that. You know, use the tags. I've started marking mine as back seating, but a lot of it's no back seating. Rather, a big part of that is more to do with people get frustrated if they're sort of, you know, providing what they see as good advice and you ignore them, which is what I tend to do, because I'm yeah, I'm not generally interested in what people have to say in terms of how to play the game. I don't mind them offering tips and stuff, but say I generally don't. And it's not, I say I don't actually fundamentally mind it as such. And so it's more that I say I've had a few people be very upset, as it were, that in a sort of but I told you to do it that way, you know, and it's like, well, I don't care what you told me. I sort of just, you know, that's me as a person, really. If I've not worked out the solution to a problem, then I'm probably not interested in the answer. So yeah, so things like that, you know, use the tags and what have you to make it clear. Whether you want back seating, whether you know, have any issues or whatever you don't want to discuss, or all those sorts of things. Oh, Fiddly Bob. Okay. Why is that still on 1,000? Oops. Yeah, so that'd be the main tip I give you. The other one I'd say is things like camera quality and all that sort of stuff don't really matter. You can use your iPhone and stuff like that. What matters more is audio. You know, I say, if you think about if a lot of people do have it as background and you know, they're just listening more than watching, if you have terrible, terrible audio, then they'll just leave. You know, they're not interested. So if you're going to buy any equipment to stream, get a microphone. And this one I'm using, although I am going to get an upgrade. Oh, no, there's a train running out of fuel again. How has that happened? Oh, because I never put coal on them, did I? Because I was going to hook that up. Wonder if maybe if we do that as the last job. Was I going to do like a depot? It's weird that I've got... Because I got these refueling trains. And then I've not put refueling on anywhere. You know, like I've made the decision. I'm going to do it a different way and then not actually done that. I mean, the other option is I do just... If I could put a refueling train in there and then just send it round, basically. I mean, these have your... It's just the red and the green one, basically, isn't it? Yeah, let's bring some coal across there. I don't know what I was thinking of there. But yeah, let's do that as the last thing. The other thing is to say, I don't appear to be automatically putting these in chests or anything for some reason. So... Let's just get some more bots on the go now that we've got the nuclear solution to everything. And again, how many bots have I got now? I've got over 50, so put them in there as well. What do I have done there? But yeah, this is, I don't actually think they make it anymore, but it's the blue snowball, and it was only like 35 quid, or 40 quid or something like that. It's, you know, the point of it really, with a microphone, is more to have it pretty close to your mouth so that it doesn't sound echoey and stuff like that. That's kind of why you would want a mic. But those would probably be the tips I would give, is just literally talk, you know, assuming that's the type of streaming you want to do, and get a microphone, but only a cheap one is fine. You know, just a USB microphone. Why am I going up there? Cool thing. Yeah, no worries. Say, you'll probably find much better guides from other people, but I certainly wouldn't spend a lot of money on cameras and stuff until you get really into it, sort of thing. The EMP is going to be so nice for the circuit production. That's probably the most annoying part of Factorio for me. Yeah, it is. You know, I was saying about. I don't know if I properly answered this in first choices and stuff. My personal one would be is basically Fulgora. I think when I do my playthroughs, I think I'll be going to Fulgora first, because just having the, even with the lab thing, that is massively powerful. But just having like amazing circuit production is sounds like a dream to me. A dream come true. If I did it there, it wouldn't really translate. It's always fun working by railway tracks. Famously a very safe thing to do. Cool. Yeah, so we will just sort of finish this off by fixing the power And then we'll call it a day. I suspect what I would try and do is maybe put in that extra production I was talking about. So, you know, I'll put some kind of smeltery thing here and maybe down the bottom here. Those are our two, like, well, we've got copper there as well, so I can maybe do something there. But just to give us the basic iron and copper resource coming in more. And maybe I'll do this, you know, idea here of a universal stacker for this area. Just so that we've got something, you know, like ready to go, as it were. So we need to get over there, don't we? I think I've got my maths wrong as well again. Now there's a surprise. Okay, boxes? I've run out of wooden boxes. Oh, it's got this train stop on it. I've got this weird sense of deja vu that I've done this exact thing. What key is it in this? That one. So, where did our coal end up? Our coal ended up there, so we're going to go that maybe. Yeah, because easily made products indeed. Oh. Okay, so that'll get it some thing there. If I just grab a little bit of belt. Like so, we're going to chop that in the train. Oh, you were going that way, were you? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I'm not producing quite enough prod modules. We could give it a little boost, I guess. Who needs maths, eh? Who needs maths? Part of the reason for that, I'll be honest, well, one thing is, well, there's two. I've obviously got my blueprints that I use a lot now, you know, which have got all of this stuff worked out. But also, I've become a bit reliant on the whole... Oh no, I can't put them in there. On things like the rate calculator and stuff like that, where it, like, you know, just does the maths for you and you don't have to think about it. Cool. So, I mean, Purple Science is kind of being Purple Scienced. It's not quite full. We could just send it over and see about getting the researches done. But it's not far off being full. We go full and empty. Does it have refueling on this end? Let's not make that mistake. No, it doesn't. Okay, so if we send it over, make sure it's got... Ooh, not very much, okay. Not that 14 is really going to help it, is it? Let's do... In fact... Let's do that. Okay. So we'll go up there. We will set that off going. We'll put some refueling in at this end because it's just about extending it. And then we will call that a stream. As I say, I will try, if I get time, to put that extra production in. Iron and copper. It doesn't really matter if we don't, because we can probably build gold science on the Saturday and then do it. The tricky part will then be obviously also doing the rocket. So I'd rather try and do gold science up and running on the see that? Wait, we're coming in now then. Yeah, so gold science on the Saturday and rocket science on the Sunday. Sounds unrealistic, that. So I might need to have... Oh, this hasn't got any logic on it whatsoever, is it? No, because I've not used the right thing. I've not even put it on. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. See, not even got any connectors there. I think I probably have to pull this up all together. Because it won't fit with the rest of it. Destination full. Interesting. How have I messed that up then? We're not even doing wire counting there either. I think it's because I must have just sort of thrown... Oh, well, must have. I mean, it's me, of course, I've just thrown it together. I've obviously thrown it together and then completely forgotten what I hadn't done when I was away. And so now I'm finding all these things that I hadn't actually finished, but I've just assumed I'd done. So that one there as well. I should put it in there just so we've done it. That one there. This will need fixing as well. So we want the actual... Did I put that on? No. No. Yeah, so that's on there. This is drop off. This is drop off. And the train holds... No. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So, 4,000? 200, 400, 6, 8. Yeah. What? 2,000. You can tell my brain's going. 2,000. And I need to tell it... Input A needs to be purple science packs. Yeah, that's what we have to do there. And then we have to tell it, so 2,000 is what it's got, yeah, that's fine. This would then be gold science packs. We then need to make sure... I guess I've just done that there, so that's fine. We need to make sure we got... Oops. Space there. So the strangest thing is that I've done this whole thing with refueling trains and then I've basically not put them anywhere. If this was some detective drama, that would be evidence that I'm some doppelganger. Or a twin or something like that. Oh wait, we did effect transmission. Excellent. Have we run out of nuclear fuel yet? It's not ideal for me to turn it all into... Oh, look at that. Stacks of it on there. Excellent. So I might just go and grab that, and then we can put some Coverix in later on, because that's going to last a long, long time. We do need the chesticles. So, are they both? No, missed that one. Destination full, so I need to go and fix that. I better do these or I forget. Doo-doo-doo. So yeah, I've not even put any logic on this, because I obviously just threw it in there and was like, well, this is probably where the station will be, we'll sort it out later. And then I've not actually hooked it up or done anything with it. Okay, so we need, this is a pickup. We've got that bit. We've not got that bit though. And then we've not done. Wait, what did I connect that to? Is that connected? Wait. Yes, okay. And then that needs to be purple. Yeah, so it won't come in here anyway because we've not got, 2,000 packs in storage. But it at the very least will do maths. We're not making any red circuits because we don't have iron. Wow. Okay, cool. Oh. Hello, Koopa Koopa Coop? Priscilla Koopa Coop? That's quite a username. Hey, well, it's your fan who has 140 hours in vanilla and never launched. Can't wait to fail harder in 2.0. Yeah, yeah, you'll find a lot of quality of life improvements. But yeah, it's quite a challenge, I would say. Booster is good. Cool. But let me say, welcome to the stream. I'm afraid I am just ending. Just doing the wrap up. I would probably play a bit more if I'm honest, but I'm sort of a bit knackered after yesterday. And all my tech problems this morning. It was not a fun morning. But yes, thank you very much. It's very kind. Hope you've been enjoying the videos. On YouTube, etc. and all the streams. Yes, so that's it for this week. As I say, I will do my best to find a little slot to put in more smelting, basically. And I'll show you that because I am very aware that part of the reason we are looking like we're not going to make this is because I've ended up having to take multiple weekends away that I was not anticipating. So we were going to be totally fine. We had another 4 streams that we could use. And now instead I'm having to do family type stuff. So I just noticed there might be a ghost that shouldn't be a ghost. Whoops. Yes, so I say I would try and do that extra production basically. Maybe put the stacker in. It's sort of mindless work anyway. And then we'll come back. I've just, we've obviously done some maths for some production of blue science. And that's part of the thing, because if I'm going to use these red and green science builds, the fact that they keep stopping because there's no iron and no copper getting to them is going to cause us problems. So in theory, we would do the gold science on Saturday and rocket launch on Sunday. Obviously, I don't need to produce white science, basically. In order to win the game, all I'd need to do is just launch a rocket. So we will get some low density structures. We'll set that up in such a way that we can steal them, but we will be missing, well, in this, forgotten, we're missing the old rocket control units, aren't we? So we're going to have to build them. we're going to have to research them as well. And then, what's the other bit? Rocket fuel. So we're not making any rocket fuel anyway, but rocket fuel's easy. That's no problem at all. So those are basically the two things we'll be then missing for the actual rocket launch, and also the silo as well. And I don't mind if we get to a point where I'm just waiting for a silo to fill up with stuff, then that's fine. I mean, it'll be literally just sit there waiting. Maybe I'll go and make a cup of tea or something, and we'll come back and just have a chat sort of thing while it happens. But yeah, so gold science is certainly achievable next Saturday, I think, if I can get it set up so that it's ready to, I can just hook all the trains up and have them produce stuff, and then we just need to make the rocket control units and all that sort of stuff on the Sunday, and wait for a rocket launch. And so I don't mind doing a bit extra then. Good show, get some rest. Yes, thank you, Rach. Kusa. Yes, so in terms of general content, basically you will see, I keep thinking Monday's the embargo day, and it isn't. It's the Monday afterwards. So this next week there probably won't be anything particularly extra from me, but then from the 14th is when the embargo lifts. They have said that the embargo, it should all be on here. They should be pointing at it, shouldn't I? So yes, so next weekend, I say we will do the normal Factorio version 1 stream. And I say I will, do my best to finish it. If we don't, I'll do some makeup stream at some point. I could even do maybe that Q&A session. I could add on and just fit, if it means leaving the game running in the background, and then we launch when it's done. That's not too bad a solution, I don't think. It's not a bad farewell to version 1 as well. Answering questions about version 2. Do excuse me. On the 14th, then, there will be a video where I answer as many as I can of your questions. As with all of these things, because I'm struggling for time, it's not going to be like the heavy edited stuff. It'll pretty much just be me talking to camera, maybe showing some stuff I can in the space age thing, but it's probably going to be a little bit scripted and a little bit improvised and a bit put together. And I will answer almost all of your questions in that. If there are Final Planet and Endgame questions, I will leave that for a second video, because it's not my intention to provide, do any spoilers on those two in that week, between the embargo drop and the release. They have said we can do it, and so there will be, the warning I would give to you is that content creators may be doing that, and it's very difficult not to spoil those, because I say Factoriopedia just shows you everything, recipes are just there, tech tree is open. It is not designed to avoid spoilers, and it never has been. That's how the game has always been. But if you're wanting to avoid those, then avoid all content is my recommendation. I would also recommend be a little bit, so if you watch the Friday Facts and you're sort of, the one bit you're wanting to keep, sort of for yourself, as it were, is the end game and the Final Planet, be a little bit circumspect about the Friday Facts that's coming up this next Friday. I don't know. I have no indication that this will be the case, but there could be the reason that they're letting people do Endgame Final Planet content is because they're going to tell you what that is on the Friday Facts. So I would have a good look at the the thumbnail and the title of that. Otherwise, you might, if you just automatically go in, you might end up getting it spoiled for you. So I have no idea whether that will be the case. But just to give you that warning, that might well be why they've dropped that embargo condition. And as I say, any of your content creators, and it could be across Reddit, YouTube, Twitch, I guess Twitter and various socials like that. If you don't want anything, then just go media blackout for a week. Do block terms and what have you in your various socials. But as I say, my stuff will be as safe as I can make it, barring accidental stuff, and I will do a video like the rest of it on the 21st. Which does mean if you're watching that 14th and you're like, I asked a question and he didn't answer it, then it could well be because I haven't seen it, but it could well be because it actually relates to the 21st, like I've been saying in this stream, but you just don't realise it. So the actual game, as it were. So I went. Sorry, thanks for streaming. I really enjoyed it. That's no problem. Whoops. finding out about your channel was probably the best thing to come out of the Factorio land for me. Yeah. Thank you very much. Being British is very difficult for me to take compliments like that, but thank you very much. It's very kind. I am weak. I'll click the Aquilo Friday effects if it comes. May God have mercy on my soul. Indeed. Cool. So I think that's on the chat as well. So yes, so that's all of those. From the 14th as well, the Let's Plays of me building the save will start going live. Whether I get them all done for the 21st, I don't know. It will all be recorded. It's just a time thing, you know. I've obviously got that week after launch to do it, so I'll probably pick up. If I've not finished the Let's Plays, they'll be on there, but otherwise not. The other thing with these, I am now planning to do restream from now on, basically. So all of my live streams will be on both YouTube and Twitch, so you'll be able to catch them there. I'm having some technical troubles with Restream about, you do this thing where you schedule the stream, and then when I hit live, it doesn't use the scheduled stream in YouTube. So there may not be scheduled streams, because it looks like it just puts it live, which is fine. But why bother doing the scheduling thing? It's all a bit weird how it does it. But yeah, so they will both be on there, so you'll be able to watch on your preferred and chosen platform. I don't have notifications for stuff on YouTube. I don't know that it does notifications. I'll have to see if we do that. But that's all of the stuff. So the Let's Plays coming live. I'll still be doing the Friday Facts as well. I might have to do them a bit more. I'll just read it through and that's it. Or just do a summary or something, just for the time constraints. Or maybe I pick them up after it's launched or something like that. But I say, if it's the big reveal next week of what the Final Planet end game is, then I will have to cover it properly. So I could have a very busy weekend. And then, yes, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, these ones here, we will be streaming your pick of the first, second, and third planets that we go to. We will go them in the order. There is a blog post up on my YouTube community page where you can vote for which planet you want me to go to first, and I'll go to them in the preferred order. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. You know, assuming that we haven't got ties. If we've got ties, I'll just decide. But you know, 1, 2, 3 is the order that we will go to them in. And I say, so that save I'm doing will have us ready to do that. So it will have a a space platform and stuff to be able to build a silo, get off the planet within that stream, because those streams will almost certainly be short ones. They'll be short ones because I have work commitments that at the moment I can't get out of. So that will just literally be a couple of hours where we look at the planets, start the process, and then we will pick it up properly, after that. Wow, that's a lot of words and a lot of outro. If you're not familiar with me at all, if you just wandered into this stream and you're like, who's this bloke? What I mostly do, what a lot of people here know me from, is on my YouTube channel, I do Friday Facts analysis and speculation videos. Can't really do speculation now that I have the beta access, but I still do in-depth videos. Unlike a lot of YouTubers where they do a summary, I tend to go the other way. So it's a full-on read of the entire Friday Facts. It's adding context where I can, adding extra information. As I say, I used to do a lot of speculation about that content. You've probably got time, if you want, to binge watch all of those right through before Space Age launches. So you can see all of the stuff that I got wrong and come and tell me on those live streams. So there we go. I think that is finally it. Well, thanks all for joining me. If you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.